YouTube. Starting us up on Rumble as soon as I find it. Start streaming. Yep. And alright, good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened today throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with, what do we got here on December 14th?
And 557, Constantinople, the capital of Byzantine Empire, is significantly damaged by a 6.4 magnitude earthquake.
Yep, and it cracked the dome of the Hagia Sophia. And I think that's the that's that huge like mosque building thing. Let me look this up here really quick. Hagia Sophia. See images. Yeah, this one. So maybe it's talking about the main dome. Let me bigger this. Here we go. Because there's a lot of domes here in the Hagia Sophia, as you can see. So maybe to crack the main dome here, I'm not sure. One of them at least. Move on up. 835.
835, Chinese Emperor Wenzong conspires with Chancellor Lu Kong, a general Zheng Zhu, to kill all the eunuchs. By the plot is foiled, also known as the Sweet Dew Incident.
And specifically,
word.
Yeah, eunuchs. Like, let me look this up because and I think it was 72 who had mentioned this, or maybe it was Pete. I'm not sure, but I remember having a conversation about eunuchs a long time ago about with somebody, and they were telling me in some societies eunuchs were actually really powerful politically.
Yep, they were, and they were also like unfortunately defiled in certain ways to make them pure.
Well, yes, I'm going to get to that here. A eunuch is a male who has been castrated. Throughout history, castration often served as a specific social function. The earliest records for intentional castration to produce eunuchs are from the Sumerian city of Lachish in the 2nd millennium BC. So 4,000 years ago, essentially. Over the millennia since, they have performed a wide variety of functions in many different cultures. Courtiers or equivalent domestics for espionage or clandestine operations, castrato singers, concubines or sexual partners, religious specialists, soldiers, royal guards, government officials, and guardians of women or harem servants. Well, that makes sense. You know, you want to ensure that people around women, like can't act on their impulses. So yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, also, I don't know if you remember, like, History of the World with Mel Brooks. He had, like, a harem there that wasn't a eunuch, actually, and they did, like, the stupid little, like, test of the dancer. Anyways, let's go on to history, anyway. But, like, it was just, like, a kind of funny thing where they kind of, like, bring that up in history.
Yeah. Here's something for you, Alice.
Oh, we have in 1124, Theobald Bacchus elected Pope Polystenus II. In refuse?
He refused.
Oh, he refused
to
become the Pope.
He refused to become the Pope. I was like, no,
hey.
Dude.
No, not me. Hey, at least someone did it once.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's been multiple refusals, but that's still like, first off, when, recent history, when Pope Benedict, stepped down, everybody was in shock. It's like, you can quit being the Pope, but, like, this is like, another step, I guess. You can refuse to be the Pope to begin with. It's just like, how can you refuse, like, the word of God? Like, God appointed you to be Pope, and you say no? Like, what? Like...
Well, maybe some of these popes actually thought that was too much power for one person to hold for the name of God.
That too. That can also be a possibility.
Like, maybe he was actually smart and was like, yep, no, I don't want this power, and I don't think anyone should have this power.
Maybe. Oh.
I'm thinking in a good faith.
Let's not stick too much on one particular article.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
So 1287 here, during St. Lucia's flood in northwest Netherlands, the Zuiderzee seawall collapsed, causing a loss of over 50,000 lives, becoming the 5th largest recorded flood in all of history. So, wow.
Whoa!
That doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't. But what does sound good is you. Welcome to the show.
Golden Loon here.
How you
Oh
doing?
my God,
Right.
Golden Loon, Papa Duke.
Yeah.
How
Hi,
are
Papa
you?
Duke. I love you.
Hey, I love your hair.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
With her hair
nice,
and her
nice,
green,
nice.
with her hair and her green sweater, she kind of looks like a trailer trash Ariel from Little Mermaid. You know.
Dude, that's
Now,
not a
don't
green
listen to him.
sweater.
Don't listen to
Green
him,
Alan.
tank top with a purple hoodie. All right, get it right.
But your top
Well,
is
we
green
have-
because your tail was green. You know.
Okay. Oh, hi y'all. All right, so we have here now 1542. Can I take this one?
Yeah, go for
or
it.
does King want to take it?
You go for it.
All right, so we have 1542. Princess Mary Stuart succeeds her father, James V, and becomes Queen Mary I of Scotland at 6 days old.
Wow.
Oh.
6 days. That's
How you...
pretty intense right there.
Dude, like, how is she supposed to, like, help the whole region? Like you're just gonna goo goo gaga and like, oh, so, yeah.
Well, she's not.
do
You know,
get those
she
money.
has a title, but she's not exercising her authority. Obviously, she has an adult doing the stuff for her until she comes of age.
Let's just
Yeah.
say she couldn't.
I know,
run any
obviously,
worse
but
than
it's
any other
gonna be
government does.
funny.
True. Yeah. Repeat that.
She couldn't run it any worse than any other government does.
Yep. You know,
If
if anything, it'd be an improvement
Just-
because
Because she can do nothing.
yeah.
Nothing. She was only 6 days old, going yeah yeah yeah.
Yeah.
Give me nipples for milk.
Okay. Anyway, what else do we got here?
Well, we also have here in
Oh, wrong button. Sorry.
16. Oh,
There we go.
1656. Artificial pearls first manufactured by M. Jacquin in the Jacquard region of Paris, made of gypsum pellets covered with fish scales.
Huh. So the first artificial pearls. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
the first
Yeah.
artificial pearls were that. Oh my God, forgeries back then, huh? Imagine that.
Well, it wasn't a forgery. It's an artificial pearl. So they just made it
Yeah,
out
I
of fish
know.
scale. Oh. Like,
How you know it's a real pearl is if it can take the plaque off your teeth. Apparently, is what my mom told me once upon a time.
A fun note: Saudi Arabia made its first wealth with pearls,
huh.
and
Really?
phony pearls killed the market for them.
Ha! Ha!
So
Aw.
then they found oil later for their second wealth.
Now we need to make phony oil, you know, and
Synthetic
and
oil.
put that cartel back in their place, you know. Screw OPEC. So, what else?
No
we got?
wonder.
What else do we got, Alice?
Well, we have here in 1774 the first incident of American Revolution. 400 New Hampshire militiamen, yep, or militia essentially, right?
Militiamen.
Yeah, yeah. Successfully attacked Fort William and Mary.
Ah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
first incident of the revolution.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is.
Well, yeah, it wasn't ratified until 1776, though.
Well,
So
no,
it
the
was 2 years
revolution
apart.
doesn't have to be ratified. The revolution is an act. You're thinking of the Constitution.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Or
thank
not
you.
even that,
Yeah,
but
that
like
was one.
the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
Oh!
Before we get to you, I have off a main source here, 1782, the Montgolfier brothers first test flew an unmanned hot air balloon in France, which floated nearly 1.6 miles or 2.5 kilometers. So,
pretty
1782
good.
flight. 1782 flight. That's awesome. It would be
Good job.
it'd be another like 110 years or so before the Wright brothers. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
120.
They took flight before the Wright brothers. Well,
Well, of
a lot
course.
of people would say the Wright brothers kind of failed, too.
Well, the Wright brothers, they're not the first ones to get heavier than air travel, but they got the most press. There was somebody
Yeah.
around the same time, about a week earlier in France, who did it even more successfully, but because he didn't have the press, he doesn't get the history. So,
I'm just glad that
Yeah.
it wasn't the wrong brothers.
well,
Yeah, they're the wrong brothers, not the right.
Well, you know, then they'd be the Left Brothers, wouldn't they?
Whoa, come on.
Am I
I'm
wrong?
a left.
Oh.
Am I left? You know. Huh.
You're to the left to your dad right now.
I'm actually to the right in real life. My camera's flipped, so
Yeah, I
it's
know.
actually mirrored. Like if you look at my camera as if a mirror, and opposite of it, that's what the actual real world is. He's actually
Actually, you're to
Yeah,
my
that's what I
left, I'm
figured.
to your right.
what?
You're to
Anywho's,
my
where are
left.
we?
I am to your left. You are to my right.
Yes. Anyway,
Hello.
1793.
1793, we got the first state road authorized. Frankfort, Kentucky to Cincinnati, Ohio.
All right.
Ohio.
So first state road. So that's like, you know, highway, like, you know.
Highway to heaven.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, maybe
That's a-
if you get into an
that's a stairway
accident.
to
You like
heaven, honey.
Ohio?
Wait, it's always
Papa,
been
do
Ohio?
that's a stairway to heaven.
Yeah. You got another one right after that, 5 years later.
Oh, and 5 years later, in 1798, not 1998, sorry, David Wilkinson of Rhode Island patents the nut and bolt machine.
All right. So a machine to manufacture nuts and bolts.
It's screwy.
Yep. Dude, I think King should take this next one with Napoleon.
We're actually, well, he can if he wants, or we can move on up to 1819. It's up to.
Is that one
King.
better?
Is King there?
Let's move
Hey,
up.
Sir King, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
1819, Alabama admitted to the Union as a 22nd state. That confused me there.
Alabama. All right.
I don't want to gamer.
Yeah. And then just after that, actually.
1836, the Toledo War unofficially ends. Boundary dispute between Ohio State and the territory of Michigan.
Ah. Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize, but before they were like really states, every now and then there actually were spurts of like violence, like mini battles and wars and such between states over boundaries. I mean, like we all know
Territory
about
war.
Shooting wars?
shooting wars.
Okay.
Yeah, like, you know, right here, the Toledo War officially
Battle
boundary
of the
dispute
States.
between Ohio State and the territory of Michigan. So
That doesn't mean it was a shooting war. It could
Well-
be a war between.
Well,
Yeah, I guess it kind of does. This is back
1836.
during like the
I
West.
think you're right.
No,
I think you're
probably
right.
The West is
1836 Toledo War. Well, let's look this up here really quick. Toledo War. Let's see if there is any actual violence.
Is anybody killed or?
Casualties
sure.
and losses. One was wounded on the Michigan side, and that's the only casualty. In exchange for ceding the Toledo Strip, all of what is now known as the Upper Peninsula was included within Michigan's bounds when it was admitted to the Union in 1837. Only the easternmost portion of the peninsula had been claimed in Michigan's 1835 statehood petition. So there was actual violence, and one person got wounded, but there were no deaths.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we
There
have
was violence.
belligerents. We have the Ohio militia and the Territory of Michigan militia. So we have the militia, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's why it's in our Constitution that states can still have their militias.
Yeah. They're trying really hard to get rid of that, though. But
Sure they do.
yeah. Oh, let's move on up here to. I have an 1894 one here, like just because like we have to have one. Alice?
1894. Yeah. In 1894, we have a Test cricket debut of future Australian captain Joe Darling. A great all-roundy Ernie Jones and outstanding England batsman Archie McLaren. England wins first Test in Sydney by 10 runs. I know how you love cricket, Papas.
Cricket. The only thing I like about that was they had a Batman.
Did you know there's actually a guy, and honest to God, his name is Batman bin Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, let me look this up here. Batman bin Superman, and there actually is a city of Batman in like Africa or whatever.
Really?
And they tried suing Detective Comics over the rights to the name. They didn't win,
No.
but yeah, hold on a second. Let me get rid of these tabs here really quick. But right here, yeah, here's his ID. Batman bin Superman. This is real Japanese. This is an actual his real name. That's Batman bin Superman.
He was born with that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or maybe he changed it. I don't know.
Because that sounds like someone that changed it.
Well,
but you never know.
Not necessarily, because I do know for a fact that there was someone in the early 2000s. Some, I think it was a girl, but someone out in Mexico was born. They gave her the name Facebook. So.
You're kidding me.
No, that was real. I remember that. Miss Alice, we got something pretty big here. The turn of the century, 1900.
Oh, in 1900, we have the birth of quantum physics. German physicist Max Planck, right? Does that say? Yeah, Max Planck.
Planck.
No, Planck presents a theoretical derivation of his black body radiation law.
Derivation.
Derivation. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Like a derivative, like derivation.
Yeah.
I think. So, but quantum physics, that's pretty big right there.
Oh yeah, quantum physics.
A lot of people are big into that these days because of Ant-Man. So.
Actually, could be interesting.
Yeah. 1900 as well, France and Italy signed a secret agreement by which Italy recognized France's right to exploit Morocco in return for France's concealing her the same right in Tripoli. So it's a secret agreement to pillage African countries.
Anytime the word exploit is in there, you should never agree to it. It's not a good thing.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, exploiting, huh?
Well, money makes the world go round, and what's the best way to make money?
They both agree that each country should go exploit someone.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, wonderful.
What's that say about your country?
Yeah. Speaking of, what does that say about your country, France? I just heard that Macron is no longer the Prime Minister of France. Finally!
What? No.
Yeah, they got him out of there. Macron.
No.
Yeah.
He just met with Trump when he was over there.
Yeah, but this is like the past, what?
Couple hours.
24, 48 hours, Alice? Do you want to fill us in?
Wow.
Yeah, so they did no vote of confidence on the Prime Minister, which now I think they're doing one with Macron, too, because, you gotta cut off the snake's head.
Yeah.
So wait, I thought you said they got Macron out.
No, I was talking about their Prime Minister, not their President.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait, France has both?
Prime Minister and President.
Yeah, they have both.
What? How can you have a Prime Minister and a President? That hurts my brain.
I don't know. They're weird like that. So, the Prime Minister's for domestic, and then you have your President for international or something. You explained this earlier, I think, on the show.
They divide their powers pretty much.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
It's like a CEO and a president.
Okay. Well, then I got
excited
for
you're booting the domestic guy out, and you're also booting the international guy out, too, now.
Hopefully they're getting rid of Macron.
So.
But anyway, 1901, the first table tennis tournament was held at the London Royal Aquarium. All right. Yeah, so...
You think it would
An
have been
aquarium, huh?
Not necessarily.
Why? Didn't it originate in China? I thought maybe I don't know. They're just so damn good. I figured.
Where did table tennis originate?
Wherever tennis was originated from, probably.
Okay, table tennis. Let's look this there. Also known as ping pong, yada yada yada. Rather than court history, the sport originated in Victorian England.
Okay.
Where it was played among the upper class as an after-dinner parlor game. All right.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Then they brought it over to China when England had a huge stake out there.
Sure got
so that makes sense that China got into it.
Well, those Asians know how to get better at everything. I mean, StarCraft was a U.S. invention, and then now the South Koreans will mop the floor with anybody in StarCraft. They will destroy you. So. Anyway, off a main source here, 1902, the Commercial Pacific Cable Company laid the first Pacific Telegraph cable from San Francisco, California to Honolulu, Hawaii.
Look at
All
that.
right,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, 1902. Now they're talking to each other.
You just think of going across the Atlantic with cable,
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Oh, you got to go the other way, too.
I think they got set up for Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Honolulu. Yeah, you're right. Well, Pearl Harbor is by Honolulu?
In Honolulu.
In Honolulu, okay.
That's the harbor.
Okay. But Miss Alice, we spoke about these guys earlier this episode, actually. So pretty interesting that they make an appearance.
Oh, so in 1903 we have the Wright attempt to fly the Wright Flyer for the first time at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
Yeah. And just 3 years
Kitty
later.
Oh, and 3 years later we have 1906. The Pure Food and Drug Act is introduced in the U.S. after lobbying businessman John Henry Hines.
Henry John Hines.
Why does that name sound so familiar? Ooh, ketchup?
Yeah, no, right there, the founder of Heinz. It's a little weird that, you know, someone in the food industry who makes money off of selling food would have any say in the government. You know, that should be illegal.
And now there's a lot of questions going on. Why do we allow things in our food that Europe does not?
Yeah. Well, beyond Europe,
Unhealthy
the entire
unhealthy
world,
things.
Asia. There's things in China that are they have there's food
Worse.
coloring and shit that we have in this country that are banned in China. How the hell are we worse than China? You know?
Sorry, folks, I set them off.
Yeah. 1907, Alice, if you want to take it, it has a word that I think you'll giggle at. Alice?
What? 1907 you said?
1907.
Give me one moment. 1907. Alright, I'll go for it. The schooner Thomas W. Lawson runs aground and thunders near the Hellweather's Reef within the Scilly Isles of Gale. The pilot and 15 seamen die.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Oh, that sounds unfortunate.
But yeah, the Thomas W. Larson was the largest ever ship without a heat engine.
What does that mean?
Without an engine, like without an engine that produces heat. So coal, you know, oil, anything combustible.
Yeah.
So basically sail.
Yeah.
It was the largest ever ship without a heat engine. So, which doesn't mean.
That's a weird way to say it.
Well, it doesn't mean that it's the largest sailing vessel ever, because there's sailing vessels might have had a heat engine, or one put in retroactively,
or a backup.
Well, no, they back in the early days of you know, steam power and all that stuff, they only used a steam power engine when there was no wind. So the primary method was still sailing, but when there was no wind, then they turned on the engine, and it was a backup, as you said, until it became
Steam
a primary.
would also have to be a heat engine.
Yes, it makes
Obviously,
heat.
yeah.
Yeah. So. But let's see here. 1900, we got that one. 1909. Okay. New South Wales Premier Charles Wade signed the Seat of Government Surrender Act 1909, formally completing the transfer of state land to the Commonwealth to create the Australian Capital Territory. So kind of sort of happy birthday Australia, a little bit.
Well,
kind of
gave them the land to be federalized.
Yeah. But then 1911, Roald Roald Amundson's team, comprising himself Olav Bjaaland, Helmer Hansen, Severe Hassel, and Oscar Whistling. Hey, they're Norwegian.
Change the language, would you?
It is changed. That's the problem. Became the first to reach the South Pole. All right.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
The South Pole's the real toughie one.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. What else? 1913, Greece formally took possession of Crete. So that's pretty cool.
Is it?
Well, I mean, like, I guess they should be independent, you know? So, not really cool, but it's interesting.
It depends on what the Cretes think.
Yeah. So, off the main source here, 1913, Haruna, the fourth and last Congo-class ship, was launched, eventually becoming one of the Japanese workhorses during both World War I and II.
Wow.
So the Congo-class ship. Yep, I think it's a battleship.
But that's a longevity.
Oh, yeah.
1 and 2, 20-some years?
Well, I mean, like, you know, the Iowa, you know, we've been to the Iowa. That was commissioned, what, in 1943, and it served until 1980 something. I mean,
our neighbor submarine.
Yeah.
The World War II sub lasted till Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, as the saying goes, they don't make them like they used to. No, they really don't. You know, like they.
Well, technology gets so advanced they become antiquated that way too.
Yeah, but when technology has,
Well, it moves at a much faster rate
Yeah.
today.
1914, everyone's favorite president, Woodrow Wilson, signed Harrison Narcotics Tax Act to regulate and tax production, importation, and distribution of opiates and coca products. So drugs, taxing drugs and all that stuff. Well, I mean, you know, I'm not for legalization of drugs, but at the same time, if you make them illegal, all you're doing is creating a black market. If you tax them like how they've been doing weed, you know, on a statewide level and all that stuff, but then instead of like incarcerating people, get addicted people the actual help they need, like they do in Norway or in the Netherlands or whatever the hell, like one of those European countries up in the north. That's a much better system, you know.
Well, I have no idea. With California basically legalizing it, I don't think weed consumption has exploded in California.
Oh,
Maybe
yes, it has.
I have no idea. Has
You
it?
have no idea. Yes.
I have no idea.
Oh, definitely.
You don't hear anybody on the right bitching about it. See, I told you it would explode.
Well, I mean, you know, marijuana is not
who
really
cares?
a major political
No,
talking point in this
I guess
era
not.
anymore.
I guess
you know,
not.
it's a plant. Okay, like, I mean, like, you know, if you really want to go after cocaine, ban chocolate. It's the same exact plant.
No.
You know.
Power plant.
Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
What?
Do you want to read, woman?
Only hours. All right. So we have 1916. America's first board-certified doctors are named by the American Board of Ophthalmology. Sorry, I had a little lettuce in my mouth.
Nice.
Optometry and ophthalmology.
Ophthalmology.
Ophthalmology, yeah. Following an examination at the University of Tennessee Medical School in Memphis, Tennessee.
All right, hey,
Yeah.
my home state.
Way to go, Memphis.
Yeah. And we got another one here in 1918. From another source, I'm going to read this one here. The 1918 United Kingdom general election occurred, becoming the first in which women were permitted to vote. In Ireland, the Irish Republican political party Sinn Féin won a landslide victory with nearly 47% of the popular vote.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Woman vote.
Yeah, I'm all about that. You know, everybody. You know, we're all humans. We all have the same rights, the same everything. You know,
Absolutely.
like just because of the color of your skin or what's between your legs or how you use it does not dictate what rights you have or you don't have. Very simple, basic, rudimentary. So, I'm trying to skip ahead to find something out here. Let's just take this 1920 here, if you want to take it.
1920, Jack
1920?
Dempsey KOs Bill Brennan in 12 rounds heavyweight boxing title in New York City.
12 rounds.
Hi,
Jack
Wow.
Dempsey, one of the great ones.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, this one's pretty cool, actually.
1927, Iraq gains independence from Britain, but British troops remain.
Yeah,
British troops what?
remain.
Oh, remain.
Yeah.
Get them out of there.
Yeah, well, they do eventually. I remember reading something about British troops leaving.
Well, sooner or later they would. But
yeah.
yeah, at least
They're
but
independent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And maybe they asked them to stay to keep order until they full transition. Who knows?
Maybe. I'm not
Just
sure.
like we
trying to
did
give 'em a possible.
20 years ago.
Now, 1933, I want Alice to read this, and this seems like a nothing article, but I have something to add to it.
So we have 1933. Josephine Baker performs in Amsterdam.
All right. Who is Josephine Baker? You know, who cares? Josephine Baker was a
She
dancer,
was
a
a
singer,
singer.
a spy,
Ooh.
and a civil rights activist. So, you know, that's you
Wow, all in one.
know, that's almost like living the life of a sim, you know? Like, one day,
I
you
wonder
know,
who she was spying for.
you know what, let me look this up here really quick. Let's see here. She was a U.S., so I presume she spied. From 1930s, Baker began to sing on stage, yada yada yada. 1934. During World War II, Baker worked for French intelligence, then for the Resistance.
Ah,
For this,
okay.
she was awarded a number of honors by France, including the French Legion by General Charles de Gaulle.
So she
Whoa.
was in the French underground.
Yeah.
Woo, man.
Yeah,
Even gets more impressive.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nothing thing that's big.
Yeah.
You're right.
I know, because like the way I copy and paste everything,
Yeah.
So I don't just copy and paste the articles.
Yeah, I got
I
you.
copy and paste this part too, and like without getting into the detail of how I set everything up and all that stuff. I have this down here: dancer, singer, spy, civil rights activist Josephine Baker. So normally I would have
Well,
ignored
yeah.
this, but then I saw dancer, singer,
Yeah.
spy. What? Like
Yeah, you wouldn't
you
even.
know?
She wouldn't even warrant a mention.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. What else you got?
1934, we have the first streamlined steam locomotive introduced in Albany, New York. I want to kind of, take a look at what that looks like here really quick. So let's see here. Images. Let me see. Oh, this one. I remember this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Streamlined steam. So they're learning
Yeah.
about aerodynamics and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And that's still a steam-powered, you can see the smoke coming out of the top right there.
Yeah.
So it's an old locomotive, but it's streamlined.
Yeah.
For faster travel and all that. That's pretty cool. Oh,
That was the actual design of that thing.
yeah, this was real.
Wow.
Like this was legit. Like that.
Yeah.
That's not a concept. That's not a drawing. That's real.
Amazing.
That's a photograph.
Way ahead
So-
of its time.
Oh yeah. Or was it? Are we? See, that's the thing. Like we've covered that terminology before. Way ahead of its time. This. Way ahead of its time. That. Or are we way behind our time? Are
Yeah,
we?
true.
Have we been gaslit by the system into thinking that? All these things are so spectacular, but they happened.
Well,
why are they so spectacular? Why are
example
we
of that-
not so far much ahead of where we're at now?
A good example of that was the flying wing back in the
Oh,
50s,
yeah.
you know.
Which evolved into
And
the
it
B.
disappeared. Nothing's left of it.
But then the stealth
Nothing.
bomber. The stealth bomber.
Yeah. Well,
It kinda
now
looks like it, yeah.
it came along later. That's my
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Did you know that we're about like 30 years behind the actual technology that's out there right now, right?
But we had it in the 50s, and for some reason, the government buried it.
Yeah. Well, it was too efficient. They can't make money off of it, like the light bulb thing. Anyway, Alice.
Yeah. Here I come. In 1939, the League of Nations expels the Soviet Union for invading Finland.
That would cause it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, that's an act of war,
Because they
invasion.
didn't say suspend, they expelled them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people died, so that's it.
That's
You're out.
permanent.
Yeah. Well, by 39, the League of Nations was pretty much gone.
Well, true, they did.
Well,
yeah,
the World
war is
War-
going.
World War II, yeah, it already started a
Yeah.
couple months ago.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Trying to find something here. Let's see. Okay, 1946. This is pretty cool.
Where's Sir King a lot?
Sir King is not much of a reader.
Okay.
So, 1936, we have the General Assembly of the United Nations voted to construct a headquarters in New York City.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that's
Of course they did.
that's going to be pivotal in a future article. I think it's an article today, or maybe it was yesterday, about Yasser Arafat not being allowed to participate in UN stuff because he was barred from New York or whatever.
Yeah.
How can you sit there and call yourself a United Nations when you're not really uniting the nations?
He was a
Yeah.
terrorist.
He wasn't.
No.
He
was.
became a hero later. Actually, not a hero, but well, he was a hero in his country. But they looked at him as a moderate. He went from a terrorist to a moderate.
Well,
In other words,
Mm.
the next group along looked a lot worse than him.
terrorism
So he
is
looked like a moderate.
terrorism is just a buzzword to utilize against people that you don't agree with.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, what are the Irish people but terrorists? Trying to save their own homeland for
Well, a good example of that is look at who signed the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah,
They were terrorists.
yeah, they'd be considered
Yeah,
terrorists.
we were terror.
Yeah, yeah.
We were a
January
nation of
6th, but
terrorists.
That's the more
Yeah.
modern one.
Yep. Yeah. There you
Most
go.
of those people weren't even actually trying to do anything. They just wanted to walk in and see the Capitol.
Yeah.
Anyway, Alley Kablowie.
Yeah. So we have 1947 here. The National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, aka NASCAR, is founded in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Ooh, 47, huh?
That's really late.
Yeah, I would have thought it
Hey.
was earlier.
Yeah,
Dude.
because NASCAR, as we know, came out of the Rum Runners. You know, like they literally
Well,
started.
True.
They created the NASCAR to hold competitions to figure out who had the best car to outrun the police. You know.
Yeah, well, hey, actually, here's a fun fact. My cousin has won the Daytona 500 three times,
Ah,
He's what?
and
yeah,
he's
that's
won
right.
it 3
Your cousin's
times,
a
and he's
NASCAR driver.
also actually
Awesome.
won the NASCAR championship once.
Whoa,
His name is Kevin.
kudos.
His
Nice.
name is Kevin Harvick. He also took Dale Earnhardt's sponsorship after he died.
Ah,
He
Mm.
did that.
he's
Yeah.
a heavy-duty driver then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just retired, I think, last year or the year before. He has like a podcast, and he actually is, I think, an announcer now for NASCAR on
Oh, nice.
Fox or ESPN. Yeah.
Really nice. Off of
Yeah.
main source here, 1948, Thomas D. Goldsmith Jr. and Estill Ray Mann were granted a patent for their cathode ray tube amusement device, the earliest known interactive electronic game. Look at that.
Ooh.
Mm.
Now, you know, this is not a video game, this is an
I don't
electronic
know what
game.
the cathode ray tube means.
It's almost like a game, right?
well, let's
Essentially,
see if I can find a picture of this. Here we go. Oh, yeah, this one. Right here. So this is what Pong was based off of. This is Pong
Oh.
Alpha.
Wow.
Like, so it's tennis. You can see, you know,
yeah,
right there. There's a net.
yeah.
You know, but this is the cathode ray, you know, vacuum tubes. This is the very first video game, technically, before Pong. This is what
Didn't we play Pong
Mm.
at Sears or something? Way
Probably-
back in the day when you were really little, or
I
maybe
remember.
before you
Maybe.
were born. I don't remember.
But like, believe it or not, that is the inspiration for Pong right there. So that is the video game before the video game, right there on this date,
That's-
1948.
that's
That's
pretty cool.
awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and this is why I utilize
Wow.
other sources. It's not even on our primary source. You would have never known.
And I'm still
That's
basically
actually
at the
pretty
Pong
cool.
level.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, can you text me that whole article? Because I think my nephew Shane would love that.
All right. Let me. Oh yeah, actually, I've already copied it. So let me DM this to you really quick. Here you go. All right. I'm gonna try to see if I can find any other articles really quick. 1953 here. The Brooklyn Dodgers
Whoa.
signed pitcher Sandy Koufax.
Oh, my all-time favorite greatest
Oh,
pitcher in
yeah.
the world.
All right,
Awesome.
man. That excitement really. You know,
Look at that.
It's like you just drafted him.
yeah,
Holy buckets.
yeah,
1953.
yeah,
What a great year.
yeah.
Hey, what were you born in 1953, Papa Duke?
No.
Oh no, I was already well into my, well, not teens yet.
No.
I was like 6, 7 years old. something.
7. 46 to 53 is
Yeah,
7.
7.
Yeah. Oh. 1955, Albania, Austria, Bulgaria, Cambodia, Ceylon, Finland, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Jordan, Laos, Libya, Nepal, Portugal, Romania, and Spain joined the United Nations through the United Nations Security Council Resolution 109. All right.
Wow.
Yep.
A lot of people. That's a lot of
It's
countries.
So, in total, 16 countries joined. I'm not sure if I listed off 16, but yeah. What else do we got here? 1958, the third Soviet Antarctic expedition became the first to reach the southern pole of inaccessibility. So it's no longer
We just talked about the South Pole.
well, the South Pole.
Earlier.
There's 2 poles.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the
This is the Antarctic, though.
yes.
Okay.
No. Okay, there's 2 poles on both sides.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's the magnetic North Pole and the geographic North Pole. Geographic
Yeah.
is
Why
the
would
dead
they be one and the same?
because magnetics move around. Because
Yeah, the
electromagnetic fields, you know, the polarity shifts and everything.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
physically, you know, because we have the physical poles are arbitrary. We have to have, you know, for us to understand our world better, we have to categorize things into things. So we have,
Pinpoint it, yeah.
so we have the North Pole, we have the South Pole, you know, but you know the magnetics go around and everything. So, you know, this is,
Okay. Well
yeah.
said.
yeah.
Well, probably in perspective right now, the magnetic North Pole is getting closer and closer to Siberia, Russia.
Oh,
What-
really?
Right now.
Wasn't the magnetic North Pole in in Minnesota for a while, a couple years ago?
No,
Okay.
I don't think
So
so.
I guess the
No,
obvious question
it's
is,
right now, like, it's making a steady position for the last 40 years towards Siberia.
my question right away would be, how does that affect the energy going around the world?
It is the energy that goes around the world.
It is, but as
Yeah.
it shifts, does it change
right now it
the
explains why
reality
we're
of
not
the
getting
energy?
snow
Well,
over
it
in this
changes
area.
weather. It
I
changes.
mean, does it go positive or
What
negative?
it tells
Who
me
knows?
is that
Well,
it does
you've heard
affect
of the
weather.
polarity
Yeah.
shifts and everything.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
that's how it happens.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Well, Papa Dukes, what I'm saying is like why people are saying, oh, it hasn't snowed like it used to back in 20 years ago, is because the magnetic North Pole is moving further
Yeah.
and further away
Ah,
from
good point.
the
Yeah.
native.
Good point.
Yeah, because
Very good point.
it's not this climate change crap. It's electromagnetics from the core of the Earth and the mantle. You know, like it has nothing to do with how much carbon is in the atmosphere. That's nothing at all. I mean, that contributes.
Yeah,
It's so
I mean,
minuscule. It's
Climate change is real, but
exist.
not the way they say it is.
Right.
you know?
Yeah,
Look, if it gets too bad, Mother Nature will take
It goes
care
up-
of it, even if it's
yeah.
not the people off the earth. But
It
that's
goes up
not
and
what
down
they're
like a
talking
heartbeat.
about.
yep,
You can see it in the geology.
yeah. Alice. Alice? Okay, I guess she's gone. 1961, Jimmy Dean's Big Bad John
Oh, I remember
was
that.
first country song to get a gold record.
Wow, I thought that was much. I would have thought that Big Bad John was in the 50s.
Well, it might
I
have
must
been.
be thinking of. Oh no, I'm thinking of 16 Tons. Never,
Oh.
by Tennessee Ernie Ford.
Okay,
Big
16
Bad John.
tons
That
and
is,
one
yeah,
you
16
get
yeah.
a broken
No, Big
back
Bad
and
John
a day
was
of
a big,
death.
huge song. Yeah, 61 is right. Yeah.
I owe my soul to the company
company
store.
store.
Do 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 do. Let's see here. What else do we got? Trying to find something. 1963. The dam containing the Baldwin Hills Reservoir burst.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, go
No,
ahead.
well, no.
Finish reading it.
Killing 5 people and damaging hundreds of homes in Los Angeles, California. Yeah. It
I was
happened.
putting, this time of year, I was putting Christmas lights on the house,
Oh.
and my best friend across the street comes out and says, "Hey, the dam's gonna break up there. We ought to go see it." And I go, "What the hell are you
You
talking
told
about? I
me.
gotta put up lights."
You told me this story.
Yeah, and then it broke. I said, "It's not gonna break. What the hell are you talking about?"
And then it broke.
And then
See,
it broke.
that's what you get for not being a looky-loo. You didn't witness history because you were busy with your stupid lights.
The
You
deal
know?
is up in the hills.
Yeah.
It broke the other way and went down and ruined all those houses.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to go get coffee. I heard you guys calling for me, but I had to go get some coffee.
Yeah.
Calling and calling.
Hey, I respect the coffee mug for sure.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, big hug mug. Yeah, it's one of my
Big
brother
hug
or
mug.
sister.
I like that.
I'm having a peppermint mocha creamer with my coffee.
Don't screw with my coffee. Sorry.
Peppermint mocha.
Enjoy it,
yeah.
but that wouldn't be me.
Peppermint's good and chocolate is good, but I do not like them together. Same with bananas and strawberries. I just don't like them together.
The only way
You
I
know?
like coffee is black. That's it.
All right.
Black like my men.
Boy.
I'm sorry, I had to make an airplane reference.
I don't know.
I don't know if you remember that movie, Papa Duke.
Yeah.
Hey, Papa Dukes, I don't know if you remember the movie Airplane, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
the little girl and the boy that was sitting there, I like it black like my men. And the boy,
Yeah,
like,
you're
goes like,
right,
oh
you're
boy,
right.
lady drinks her coffee. Yeah, that's a reference from a
That's
movie.
a great line, too, yeah.
Peter never orders a cup of coffee at home.
Oh, did you hear?
I happened to be passing. I thought you might like some coffee. Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. Cream? No, thank you. I take it black. Like my man.
Big old eyes looking at her.
Just like, what the hell does that even mean?
I mean, seriously, like, I love that movie. It's one of my favorite
I love
movies.
that
My
movie,
dad.
too.
That was a good pull, Alice. That was a great pull.
I know, I couldn't help it, dude. Like, seriously, it's like a one-liner I was using, and I hope some people recognize when I say it.
Well, speaking of good polls, what do we have here in '67?
Well, here in 1967, we have DNA created in test tube.
Wow.
That's huge too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But I'm pretty sure the next article Alice cares a lot more about. So.
Oh, number 4, Bobby Orr. Oh, 1968, Bobby Orr scores first career hat trick versus Chicago Blackhawks. Blackhawks.
Versus the what Blackhawks?
The Blackhawks. Hawks.
No. What city?
Chicago.
Thank you. Oh. Here's another one you might
Before
enjoy.
Bobby Orr. For 1969, Leaving on a Jet Plane, single sung by Peter, Paul, and Mary, written by John Denver. In hits number 1 on U.S. Billboard Top 100.
Hot Top 100. Leaving on a jet plane. Good song.
Don't know when I'll be back again. You know, a song I've been listening of John Denver's a lot lately is West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home.
Oh,
he
he
did.
country roads.
He did a lot of good stuff.
But speaking of
Anyways, we
music,
have in 1969, Jackson 5 make their first appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show.
all right.
Yeah.
Off of main source here, 1969 as well. One of the most catastrophic flops in the history of show business. The musical La Strada opened and closed at Lunfontaine, New York City after one performance. One and done. It's
One and done. Yeah.
A one-hit wonder.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't
What
really
was that
a wonder.
movie where they were going to make it so bad that it would be
The producers.
the producers.
Yeah,
One and done.
That was a play, not a. They're gonna.
They made a
No,
movie.
well, they made a movie, but it was about making a play. It
Yeah.
was a play about
Well, I
making
was
a
talking
play.
about the movie.
Yeah,
said
well,
with the movie, they made a movie.
Yeah, they
about-
made a movie rendition.
Yeah.
We saw it on Broadway.
Yes, we did.
So, yeah. Can I take your
Did you ever
hats,
see the
your
movie?
boots, and your swastikas? You know, just a hand, just
Oh,
like out of the
God.
back of the curtain.
Yeah.
1971, Golden Gate Bridge lights were out all night due to a power failure. Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Let's see here.
Cisco, what do you expect?
Yeah. 1972,
Well,
during the
well,
Apollo program, Eugene Cernan became the most recent person to walk on the moon after he and Harrison Schmitt completed the third and final extravehicular activity, or EVA, of the Apollo 17 mission. So
What's
last,
sad is I've never heard of them.
well, nobody,
Either one of them.
nobody cares about third place.
Oh,
True.
So,
guys, it's snowing out here in Minnesota.
You're
Ah.
kidding. Wait. You're up in Minnesota?
she had to attend her funeral.
Oh, I'm sorry about
Yeah.
That
that.
was earlier
Yeah.
today, I think, actually.
Oh, man.
Yesterday was
Yesterday,
her
okay.
funeral.
Are you okay?
I'm all right, but let's talk about history because my
Yeah.
mom loves some of this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
I actually had her watch some of these shows and she liked them.
nice.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, what we got next here, buddy?
I'm trying to find something here, so continue rattling. Do what you do best.
Well, I'm gonna look at this 1974 disaster film, The Towering Inferno, is released, starring Steve McQueen and Paul Newman. I love Paul Newman. Newman's Best or Newman's Own. Really good salad dressing.
Is he the one behind Newman O's as well?
Yeah,
was O.J. Simpson
Paul
in that one?
Newman was Newman's Own. Yeah.
Was O.J. Simpson in that one? Lunas?
I don't. No, I know. No, O.J. Simpson was in the movies Naked Gun.
Yes. Yes, he was.
And he also was like the little advertisement guy for like Hertz or something, like the rental.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's something for you, Miss Alice. Oh, you're frozen. Did she disconnect? I think she disconnected. 1980. This is an Alice article, if there ever was one. But King, do you want to take it?
Happened already.
Oh, there you are. Never mind. Alice, are you there?
Yeah, but
Oh.
I got disconnected. It might be the weather. I apologize.
Oh,
But
okay.
1980 at 2 p.m. John Lennon died. That was December 8th, though. That already happened.
No.
Why
At
did I
2
see
p.m.
that?
There's 10 minutes of silence.
Oh.
Oh, 10 minutes of silence for the memory of John Lennon today.
Yeah. But I skipped over
Is that
that.
supposed to be down around the world or what?
I guess so. Like,
Oh, I saw something about Minnesota.
yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to have you read.
All right, 1980, Minnesota Vikings passed 456 yards against the Cleveland Browns, winning 28-24.
Do you remember the
Hi-yo.
Purple People Eaters, or were you too young?
No, like, are you talking? Yeah, the Purple People Eaters. No,
Yeah.
I was old. We had Warren Moon. We also had like the triple threat. You had Randy Moss, Randall Cunningham, and Warren Moon.
Well, the Purple
I remember
People
that.
Eaters followed behind the fearsome foursome of the Rams, and they were defensive front line to stop the run.
Oh, dude, I just hope we beat the Lions this year because we lost against them. We've only lost 2 games this season, but that's not either way. It's not history right now, but might be in the
1983
future.
here.
Their history already.
1983.
Couldn't resist.
1983 here. Peggy Lee's one-woman show Peg opened at Lundfontein Theater in New York City, running for 5 performances. That sounds painful. I wouldn't sit down to watch that. Oh my God. And then 1985, another off of main source, and like in this, I believe this is the same woman who occupied the Rock. What's it called? In San Francisco, the jail. Alcatraz.
Alcatraz, yeah.
Because there was a Native
Alcatraz.
American. I didn't know this. There was a Native American occupied thing. They were there for a while until
yeah.
the National Guard had to oust them.
Yeah.
But anyway, 1985 here, Wilma Mankiller. What a name, Mankiller. Took office as the first woman elected to serve as principal chief of the Cherokee Nation.
Woo.
There you go.
I mean,
Man killer.
you want to make your people not look like savages. Don't have somebody head your people with the name of Mankiller. That sounds barbaric, you know?
I love it. I'll take it.
Well, of course you would, Alice. You're not on the receiving end of the killing, you know?
I know. That was my point.
I just may be at the top of her list after my Viking comment.
Dude, will you send me that? Because I want to actually send that because my sister-in-law is Native American, actually.
Oh, the Mankiller thing? All right. Where'd it go?
Yeah. Just DM me it.
You have an,
Here.
you have an interesting
I got to send it
family.
to T-Ray.
She does have an interesting family. A 1986 year Voyager, piloted by Dick Rutan and Jenna Yeager, took off from Edwards Air Force Base, California, on the first non-stop, non-refueled flight around the world. Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
Nice.
Just go. You know, that's crazy. Oh, I'm trying to expedite here. I'm gonna take us up in the 90s. Let's see here. We got yada yada yada. Alice, rattle off while I'm looking for something here.
Oh, let me see here. We have
just talk
Silkwood.
about things off your top of your head, you know, like
In 1986, experimental airplane Voyager, piloted by Dick Rutan and Jenna Yeager, takes off from Edwards AFB, California, on its first non-stop, non-refueled flight around the world.
Yep.
Lands
Just
9 days later. Yep.
Air Force pretty close to us.
Yep. 99 though. Here we go.
1999, I will take it. 1999, flash floods in Venezuela after torrential rainfall results in the deaths of thousands of people and causes a total collapse of state's infrastructure.
Wow. Yeah.
Ooh. Ay.
Now I want to talk about this really quick because there was an article I believe from yesterday or the day before. It was the anniversary of, but what do we have here?
What we have in 2003, U.S. President George W. Bush announces the capture of Saddam Hussein.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah, well,
of course,
this is when he announced it, but they actually captured it a couple days ago. But the article I was actually thinking of was just a few days ago, like within the past 3 to 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's the anniversary of when George Bush dodged that shoe.
Oh.
The man's a ninja.
Yeah.
And then he went on. To
Just
almost.
kept going. Go ahead.
Then he almost died by a pretzel.
Oh, good
Remember
Lord.
he choked on a pretzel?
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I almost forgot about that.
He also had a grenade through it.
Oh wait, never mind. No, I was wrong. Right here, Alice, take it. It's today.
Oh, right. 2008, President George W. Bush makes his fourth and final trip to Iraq as president and is almost struck by shoes thrown at him by Iraqi journalist Muqtada al-Zadi during a farewell conference in Baghdad.
I gotta
just
pull
was
this
cool
up.
the way he dodged
The
it,
shoe
though.
being
like-
thrown at him.
Just
The
dodged
shoe
it and
throw. I
kept on
forgot
going, you
about
know?
that. I forgot about the shoe throw.
Yeah, this is hilarious. He's just standing there. Oh, he didn't dodge
It's a
the second one.
shoe.
The other guy blocked it.
Honestly.
It's just-
We just watch it again. Oh,
yeah,
look at that dodge.
Yeah, the man's a ninja.
He must know the 5 Ds of dodgeball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. What? Wait,
Thank you. Thank you.
wait, have you seen that?
Oh
Yeah, I
my
seen the
God.
clip or something, but yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
knows the 5 Ds of dodgeball.
Oh, man,
I
that's
gotta-
funny.
I gotta-
Yeah, you gotta show it just for reference.
Quit, mate. Go ahead.
Well, let's see if I can just.
What movie is this? I can't
Dodgeball.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball. What?
What?
What? You see, he
You can
wasn't
dodge
on
a
his
wrench,
A
you
game.
can dodge a ball.
No.
No, that's why I said he knew the 5 Ds of dodgeball right there with the shoe.
He French fried when he should have pizza, and he had a bad time. You know?
He zigged, and he zigged at the proper time instead of zagging.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one time, that's the one time Bush was like, what?
Yeah.
He's on his game. You can dodge a drench, you can dodge a ball.
What?
Let's move on up here to 2017. I'm just trying to find something, and here we go. This is pretty cool.
I suppose 2017, the Vatican announces it has rediscovered the lost painting of Raphael in the Vatican Museum, painted in 1520.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Lost. I think they had the whole time, like, oh, well, it's lost, but we forgot that we had it in our vaults.
Yeah. Oh, no, dude.
Yeah.
There's the amount of things. There's an amazing musical piece.
Whoops, my bad.
Yeah, there's an amazing musical piece. Let's see if I can find it actually. Hold on a second. It was banned by the Pope many years ago. Let's see.
No.
Kings.
Bless you.
Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, this is it right here. Because there's some sections in this piece, it took attention away from the Pope, and he got jealous, so he banned this song. But let me just play a little bit of this. It's that part right there, like the like it's so high pitched, and it's so attention grabbing,
quite a range.
and it wasn't like what was his name? That guy I was friends with, West something, like from many years ago. He told me about this and all this stuff. It wasn't until like the past 20 years when this song was uncovered from the Vatican archives and all that whatnot. So.
Is this that high-pitched part that the Pope didn't like?
Yeah. Well, because it took attention away from the Pope. Everybody like looked over, like, whoa, what is that? You know.
Yeah.
So it's like, I am the Pope. I demand all the attention. That song is banned because I'm an attention whore. You know. So.
Let's got to here.
But scratcha.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to find one more article to end on a high note here. Let's see here.
Give us something of purging happiness.
Well, let's go with the very last article. What the hell? Take this, Alice.
Well, in 2023, Louis Kumas is an unused substitute in a Europa League match against Union SG.
All right. No idea what that is, but that's the last article.
So what? Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to find something like this is what
Rugby,
happens
I
when I
think.
don't have a fully prepared show.
Yeah.
I'm really winging it hard here. But that shall conclude the show. Once again, check the underbar, the description for any links that you may be interested in. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion. Check our sources for more. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day or try to at 11 in the morning Pacific time, which is 12 noon Mountain. What's Central?
1.
Oh, Central is
And
like
what,
1
Eastern?
p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yep. We do have other shows, although we're only doing history and news for the time being, so I'm trying to get other stuff on off the ground in any way. But for all of you and all of us, I am Alexander.
King's Refuge.
We have a golden loon I see over here.
Golden Loon.
Alice.
And I am a lovely Alice of Who.
Yep. And you, thank you very much for watching, whether it was live or at some point in the space-time continuum is irrelevant. A view is a view, and I thank you for your patronage. Until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection.